Hey guys, excuse me, JT here. Still got a little head cold, but it's not keeping me down. But I wanted to go ahead and do a, I guess, first run thoughts, kind of final thoughts on this Carisma car that I received. Excuse me. I wanted to let you guys know that I've driven this thing an awful lot. You can see all the dust and grime and all that stuff in there. And I haven't broken one part on this car at all. I did switch out the radio to one of my other radios so that I'm not carrying around several radios. With the radio that this car comes with, you can actually do more adjustments on it, even for like the speed controller and stuff from the radio, which was a good thing. The car does come with lights, which I have not put on here yet. I haven't had a chance to get to that, but the lights do go in here and they have buckets and everything for them, and it's actually 6 LED lights that comes with this car. So also the LVC on this car, it hasn't really kicked in. You'll see the car go a little bit slower as the battery actually starts to get to, I guess, about 3.2 volts per cell, which is somewhat pretty low. I know some other ESCs kick off at about 3.7, 3.65, so it's not too bad. But you guys just want to make sure as you're driving this, you want to watch that. I haven't been able to find too much information on this speed controller that comes with it or the motor. I've been trying to find out what turn motor this is. It is a 550 size motor. I thought it was a 540, so 540 at first, but it is a little bit larger. But I can't tell if it's a 27 turn or what. I just can't find any specs on it because I was curious as the car ran. It goes about 20 miles per hour or so on a 2S LiPo, which is still decent. I mean, it's not horrible or bad or anything like that, but some guys may want a little bit more speed. And you can upgrade to a faster brush motor. I mean, you can put a Traxxas motor in there or an Arma motor or something like that and get some more speed out of it. I think it'd be more enjoyable for some people that have been in the hobby for a little bit longer. But as a first run car, I mean, this thing comes with everything for $200. Radio, battery, charger, everything except for AA's. But I think it's a very good deal. You look at the detail on the body. That's one of the keys to really making this car shine. I mean, this body just, I'm not an on-road guy car too much, but when I saw this, I thought that this detail on this body was just amazing. And that the actual body mounts are underneath it and they don't stick out at the top. Now, it is somewhat a little bit of a pain to get to those, so I do recommend if you get this car, get some of the associated body clips. They're a little bit thinner and they're easier to actually, see if I can get this thing turned over. They're a little bit easier, as you see here, to get in and out. You can barely see if this can focus in just a little bit. There we go. You can barely see that pin. You have to kind of push it in. And the pins that come with it are a little bit thick. So it is a little bit hard if you have those stock body pins or even if you have some other ones to get this body on and off with. So I do recommend getting some thinner body clips for that. And even I think Traxxas sells some that are kind of an L shape. That would work as well. And you have to worry about them popping out either. Like I said, I drove this car an awful lot. I mean, I really did. And you can see the tires are getting a little wear on it, but it didn't have that much speed in it. But it did have enough to where actually you stopped and start. And if you're turning in corners, it did kind of make a squealing noise like real tires. So that was pretty cool with this as well. You will probably either after having an adapter or change this out. This is one of the old Tamiya plugs. So this was, okay, I had an adapter and I just, instead of cutting and soldering and doing all that, I just used my adapter for it. The steering servo was fine for this car. I think a little bit faster one may be okay as well. But like I said, for out the box running and stuff, it ran fine. There was no problems, no issues with it. It did draw a lot of attention, mainly because of this body. I mean, I'm amazed that this type of body and even the car itself came at the price it came. I mean, The shocks, let me see if I can get a little bit closer here. They are plastic body with plastic caps, and you do have to use spacers in there to adjust that. But the suspension setup for this car was fine for the way it performed out the box. You do see it does have a little bit of adjustability in there, and I can't say anything wrong about this right now. The only thing I would say is that parts availability, you may not be able to find it that much, but you're not going to really break this thing. I mean, unless you're trying to do a 5700 kV motor, 3S LiPo, and trying to do speed runs and hit a curb, then of course you're going to break something. But other than that, I mean, there's not that many upgrades out yet for this, but I suspect there will be. I suspect a lot more companies and hobby shops are going to be picking up this brand of cars, because you do, to me, get the best bang for your buck. I know HPI's got some cars out there. They cost a little bit more that are brushed, and so do a few other companies, but they just don't have this detail that this car has. And then to give you 6 LEDs with it, you just couldn't beat that deal with it. So anyway, guys, that is my, I guess, maybe close to final thoughts on this. I'm going to be doing a couple other things with this car and getting a couple more videos up. May go brushless. I know they do sell a brushless version of this, so I know it can handle it. But I think I'll just go brushed, put a different system in it. Maybe just ESC, and then the ESC will be able to run 3S LiPo, because this is not a really high turn 540 motor. So we'll see what happens and transpires with that. But guys, as always, don't forget to like or dislike, subscribe if you have not, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.